resources are shared equally. We are saying no to corruption. Corruption has depleted away the livelihoods of the people. So Zimbabwe, come together. Let's converge on this issue. One issue, the issue of corruption in this country. Thank you very much for your continued support. We are getting overwhelming response. This is a non-partisan initiative and we must be peaceful on the day. We don't want any violence. No to violence. This is about peace. God bless you.
Good day, viewers, and welcome to your daily dose of the viewpoint. With yours truly, Mapa. As I listened to Patrick Chinamasa's almost stern warning at a press briefing to demonstrators who were set for the 31st of July demonstrations, the words of one Susan Collins in the Hunger Games 2 Catching Fire were brought to mind. Collins says, open quote, "If desperate times call for desperate measures, then I am free to act as desperately as I wish." Close quote. That sounds like it's taken from a ZANU-PF rulebook, which Chinamasa is reading from. What is the base of my thinking or reasoning? The mass demonstrations have been organized by Transform Zimbabwe leader Jacob Ngarivume. Ngarivume says this is not a political project, but a call for all people from all walks of life to demonstrate their discontent and dissatisfaction with the status quo. Many opposition political leaders and civic leaders have openly supported the call for demonstrations. Almost all progressive or democratic forces have endorsed openly their support for the march. These would include Dr. Manyika and Mr. Nkosana Moyo.
There comes a time in the life of a broken nation when no sectarian interests, no willful indifference can provide anyone any safety. That time is now, and is the reason I support any action by any Zimbabwean to end Zimbabwe's long nightmare, including what is being planned for the 31st of July.
Why has, according to Chinamasa, Nelson Chamisa become the face of the demonstrations? Why should the clarion call be made specifically to him and his movement to desist from the demonstrations when almost all democratic forces are involved? Isn't Chinamasa indirectly admitting that the real threat lies with the MDC alliance? If that wasn't the case, why single them out specifically? Chinamasa further speaks of ZANU-PF cadres who are ready to defend themselves as if protesters are gearing to pounce on them or attack them. Are these fellow compatriots of the demonstrators who are also suffering under the deepening economic crisis? Or is he referring to armed state forces? It is quite frankly startling and ironical that he speaks of a democratically constituted government which is constitutionally mandated to govern, but is not prepared to allow its subjects to ventilate and exercise their constitutionally enshrined right to demonstrate. This, to me, is a feeble and flimsy tactic to derail the march. It is also a declaration of intent to cause harm to the demonstrators. Why shouldn't people ventilate their aggravation and exasperation when they continue to be miserable and poorer each day? What's there to be happy about in a country riddled and perforated with economic wars, inflation, unemployment, poverty, and starvation. While I admit that demonstrators must not destroy people's property, but rather respect property rights, I submit that this cowardly repression of defending views, including crackdowns on peaceful protests, human rights defenders, and political opponents, is deplorable. Let people be. That people want to demonstrate and ventilate, and you want to dissuade them or prevent them, confirms how unconstitutional you are.
It is very clear that the aim is a regime change agenda, a priority despite our efforts to re-engage. We have also noted the use of the same social media platforms to plan and organize for violent demonstrations aimed at overthrowing our constitutionally constituted government. Let me say this to Chamisa and those who are calling for demonstrations at the end of July. What happened on the 1st of August 2018 will never happen again in this country. What happened on the 14th to the 16th of January last year, attacking property, attacking persons, causing injury, will never happen again. We sent this warning loud and clear, and we said to Chamisa and those who are like-minded, don't be the cowards that you were on the 1st of August in 2018 or on the 14th to the 16th of January last year. You were never to be found. You were in your house. If you do whatever you are threatening to do, come in front and face the music. We have, our cadres are ready to take up and to take on anybody who attacks them. ZANU-PF members have a right to defend themselves and will not sit idly by, as we did on the 14th to the 16th. We will not sit idly by. We have a right to defend our homes, our persons, our property, and we will do just that. So please send out that warning loud and clear to Chamisa. He should not be the coward that he has been. Let him come in front and we'll face it. We are going to be in charge of this country for the remainder of our term of mandate. And no one has any right to threaten us, to intimidate us. We are not amenable to intimidation from any court.